Ephesians is such a powerful message to help us transform our hearts and understand the power that we harness when we step into a new you. A key scripture of Ephesians is 4:22-24. It says, "Put off your old self, which has been corrupted by its deceitful desires, to be made new in the attitude of your minds, and to put on a new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness." If you've been with me, you know I speak a lot about shifting from the worldly way to the godly way, the old way to the new way. And the new way and the godly way, well, it attracts. It attracts the life the world is constantly in search for. The world is littered with self-help books and resources operating on a blueprint that was stolen from an original version and manipulated. So let's look at the source. What does the original treasure map of life tell us? What does a life filled with biblical truth bring us? Well, the book of Ephesians is all about this transformation. Paul lays out a blueprint for moving from the worldly version of success to God's vision for your life. And that's exactly what Elevate is all about, the course that I'm building. Most people live life stuck in their old patterns, their old mindsets, and old limitations because they're still operating on the world's blueprint. They dream within reason, they pursue goals that are safe, and they seek fulfillment outside of God's plan. But Ephesians makes it clear. If you want to step into a higher level of life, you have to put off the old self and step into a new. How do we do that? Well, we break free from worldly thinking. Paul tells us to put off your old self, which means shedding the old thoughts, old beliefs, and habits that keep you from elevating to your God-given purpose. The world's blueprint keeps you small. Stay in your comfort zone, it says. Make it safe. Be realistic. You are what you feel, so follow your emotions. Success, they say, is status and money and validation, but the world's way keeps you in cycles of fear, comparison, and self-doubt. Think about this. Identify your old mindset, your own limiting beliefs that you're holding on to. Where have you been thinking too small? Write them down, acknowledge them, and get ready to let them go. And then be made new in your mind, shifting into a higher perspective. Paul doesn't just say stop doing wrong things. He says to be renewed in your mind. This is the key to Elevate. Shifting from worldly patterns to godly wisdom. The shift takes us from fear to faith, from limitations to possibility, from self-centeredness to God-centered, from striving to flowing with purpose. Let's rewire our mind and shift the way we think. When fear creeps in, declare 2 Timothy 1:7, which says, "God has not given me a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind." Every time you recognize an old belief creeping in, just replace it with God's truth. All right, number 3, start walking in your new self-elevated identity. The final step is to step into who God created you to be. God did not just call you to remove the old, he calls you to walk boldly in the new. And that means dreaming bigger, walking in confidence, elevating your impact, and trusting that what God placed inside of you is meant to be released into the world. You are not meant to live small. You are not meant to operate on the world's limitations, and you are certainly called to elevate, to step into the purpose, influence, and abundance that God designed for you. Step into the new identity. What action can you take today that aligns with your new self? What decision have you been afraid to make because you were thinking too small? Write it down. Pray over it. Then step into it because it's time to elevate. God's plan for your life isn't ordinary, it's extraordinary. But you have to let go of the world's way of thinking and elevate into God's vision for you. If you're ready, just say, "God, I'm ready." Open my eyes to see, my ears to hear, and my heart to shift. It's time to elevate.